Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today we are back at the bus dealership because there's a new bus in Motortown and it's a classic looking thing right behind me. We are going to take a closer look at that in a moment, but there is something that I want to talk about beforehand and also something else I would like to show you guys. First up, we are now on the um, fourth testing version for the 0.77 update. So there's still no end for the testing inside, so it's not going to go onto the main branch anytime soon. But the thing I actually want to mention is that all the past videos about the 0.77 update have been recorded on the first testing version. And I always feel a bit bad about it when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, the first testing version lasted for about a week, so there has been a bit of time to make videos, but I've been releasing them rather slowly. So some of the stuff that I talked about doing those videos has been fixed by the time that the video came out. So you may have seen some corrections that I made in my own comments, so that I try to at least keep you up to date with that kind of stuff. If I specifically pointed something that I wish would have changed, and by the time the video comes out it has been changed, I try to stay up to date with that. But yeah, I just didn't really feel that well the past week or so I didn't want to make any more videos. I've stuck with playing for a while though, so that's why I have quite a bit of money right now. And another thing I want to quickly show you guys before we get to the new content. I finally finished the paint job for my Porsche over here, or more like the Porsche lookalike. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? And I think it's getting even better if we go a bit closer. There it is. As I mentioned, I want to use a white, yellow and black paint job, and I think this couldn't have possibly turned out any better, at least not from what I had in mind here. I'm really in love with how it turned out. It's looking pretty nice, and even more importantly, this car is handling absolutely beautifully. It's pretty good. I bought this on a past playthrough, and back then, well, we didn't have functioning aero. I didn't really know how to do a good setup for the suspension. But with all of that now, I'm really happy with how the car handles. I even went as far as going with the strongest V8 engine. So we have around 400 horsepower, a bit less than that, like 391, 92, something like that. So it's decently powerful. I even considered going with a V12, but as per usual, that thing just empties out the tank like nothing. And I would rather like to have a bit of reach with my car here. So that's why I stuck with V8. And what can I say? It's fun. It's great. I hope to use it in an event sooner or later. There's actually an upcoming event where I could use it in, but then I would have to restrict it to an inline 4 engine. So I think I would rather use something else that already has an inline 4 engine. And maybe once we get to an event where a V8 Fortum is the way to go, then I might be going with this one here. But yeah, my event Panther that I built up a few episodes ago, where I did the whole paint job on recording, that one is going to get another event used pretty soon. Might be the next episode, I don't know yet. But yeah, this one for the time being is going to be one of my new cars for just getting from A to B rather quickly. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's finally talk about the new bus over here. I haven't looked at it myself yet. It's a 2-axle bus. It's decently large. I've seen it on a screenshot and it looked a bit more narrow. I was actually hoping to possibly take it into Guangjin, but I think the wheels are going to be too far apart for some of those bridges. I've done a few bus routes from Guangjin, and in the end, yeah, the Bongo isn't large enough to take all of the people at the same time. So something larger would have been nice, but let's see what we really have here. So yeah, I won't be using it for that off-roading kind of thing, but it might be useful for something else. So let's check it out. 160k for the so-called Roadmaster. And it has a 300 horsepower engine in it, doesn't really matter too much. 42 seats, so I think that's the second largest bus now. The Dumby over here, 32 seats, so 10 more seats for this one over here. So that's a pretty good one right now. Also depends on how much you have to pay for letting the AI drive it, but we'll have to see about it. 42 seats, that's nothing to scoff at. And yeah, for a moment, when I first saw it on the screenshot, I thought it was much smaller, and to me it looked like an extended version of the Bongo over here. I mean, they share some similarities with their looks, but yeah, in the end, that's just if you ignore the size difference and everything else going on. So let's buy it. Let's take a look at it from, well, from inside the workshop, I would say. But yeah, this thing, it has a bit of a lean to it. It's by usual really nice details on it. I would likely need to start bus route in order to see how the door opens, if any of the lights end up flashing. Also, I should have maybe checked the level on it, but I would need to go to another character for that. It's a bit weird that you can't really see the levels anymore once you own it, unless maybe if I set it up for a company. Okay, driver level 30 and bus level 20, I think that's gonna be the default there. But yeah, let's check it out. It comes with a few paint shops available. So the second one is the one that you can actually paint yourself. We have 3 body areas. So first one is the bottom part. Second one is the stripe in the middle. And the third one is likely the roof then, I guess. Yep. I mean, this one is looking pretty nice already. Also 2 areas for the seats. I think the white parts, or maybe the... oh yeah, the first one is just the area around it. Can I like it in black? The second one... okay, that's for the bottom. We don't get the... get any color for the top part there. For the headrest. And of course, as per usual, we can paint the window. I like to go with dark tainted windows, giving people inside a bit of privacy and also sun protection, potentially. But as for the other options here, we can go with this kind of deal. I wonder if this is the real life version of this an older version of the Greyhound buses. But yeah, there are only 2 options right now. So custom paint and this pre-made one. I wish we had the option to also do something with a pre-made one. Just yeah, getting the few stripes that wrap around the back and the top, but still be able to get the other body panels being colored in. It's a bit weird that it's always so restrictive. There are a few cars, I think the Cuda is one of the few that comes to mind, where it is actually possible to still paint the underlying body panels while you choose some of the decals on top. Anyways, this is looking pretty nice, so keep it. Also, I completely forgot, it's a free comfort bus. Interesting. So in that regard, the cheetah isn't alone anymore, so this is pretty good. And yeah, everything else. I mean, for the powertrain, I expected we get the 400 horsepower engine as well, as per usual. So I don't think this is going to be anything out of the ordinary here. Turbocharger, as you would expect, giving it almost 470 horsepower, which is not bad. And I would expect that everything else is likely the same here as you would otherwise see. Comes with 6-speed transmission. Let's check out if there are any extras. Of course, bus license, but it comes with one pre-installed as you would expect. But no like cargo bed attachment for extra luggage or something. No tow hook or anything else here. Aerodynamics also nothing, but that's nothing new, nothing unexpected here. So yeah, I think that's pretty much most of what we can do with it. I'm gonna just keep the suspension stock here and just get on the road with it. You know what? Maybe I'll just take it over to the trailer shop. See how the final drive ratio works out so that we can do a bit of fine adjustment here if needed. Although it seems like that might be pretty good where it is right now. Maybe it needs to be a bit longer. But it's not like outrageously short or long, so not too far off what it should be. Don't know what that bus was doing there. That was a bit weird. But yeah, this seems to be working out pretty fine. Pretty well. I should maybe go and equip at least the angle kit to get a bit more steering angle. Oh god. It's a bit top heavy. The turn was maybe slightly spicy on my end, but yeah. So maybe I should install a few wheel spacers. I mean, when I look at the wheels, they look pretty narrow, so it's not too unexpected. Did they always have a bus stop over here? This seems to be new. The changes to the game seem to be on the short side, at least as far as the patch notes were concerned, but some of the stuff isn't always mentioned, so gotta look out for things. Okay, first up, angle kit to make even sharper turns and yeah, flip over even more. Let's see here. Honestly, I feel like the wheel stance is made with spacers in mind. So you're actually supposed to install them because otherwise it's just chaos. I mean, this looks pretty much what you think it should be. Maybe a bit further out than you would expect, but still fully covered. So yeah, certainly not on the bad side. And since I'm here now and I had my first little incident here, let's just deal with the suspension after all. The game has just shown me that ignoring it is not the best idea. And we'll go for 300 all around. Ride height could also be reduced a little bit. I mean, yeah, it still looks pretty good if I go all the way down, but I think I maybe want to go halfway. So -5 it is. And that should be good now. So yeah, let's have a little look around here in case we find something else new. This looks the same. I'm hoping to see another few updates over here at some point, because right now there isn't really much of anything going on. This area also doesn't look any different. So this all still seems to be the same. Yeah, nothing that just jumps at me, so maybe we should actually take a look at it through the bus route creator. Okay, these have been here for a while. Anything else new? I don't want to drag this out for too long, but yeah, just wanna see if something obvious changed around here. Nothing else around here. Oh, that's logging. I was concerned for a moment that they took away the coal bus stops. And honestly, when it comes to them, I should maybe make a feedback post about it, but it's really a tiny thing. I would prefer if they only had one bus stop for the coal mine, because, well, two is kinda weird. There's never going to be another continuation for that road here, I don't think. So just having one maybe somewhere around over here would make a bit more sense in my mind, at least. And yeah, 9 people waiting in Guangjin. That's like an easy 100, it just jumped up to 10, 150k with a bongo. So I might have to go for that again sooner than later. But yeah, I can only carry up to 7 passengers in the bongo, so I need a better bus there, and nothing that we have right now can really do it. So yeah, that's not really working out. But yeah, for the whole bus thing, I don't really see any difference now. Seems to be the same apart from possibly these 2 bus stops. And they may have been added a while ago and I just didn't notice. But yeah, there's potentially a few more things that I can plan out in terms of bus driving now. I also noticed that right now there doesn't seem to be any significant passenger generation at the bus terminals anymore. I did the test over here in Jeju. I brought easily 100 people to the terminal and it still never got beyond like 4 or 5 people at the terminal at maximum. There are a few more at the one in Gangyang, but it's not that much either. So let's take a look at the whole bus system and maybe just go for the Gangyang section here. I have a few versions and I think this is the one that I want to go for. So gotta arrive it back to the town, but we should be, well, we should be getting there sooner or later. And yeah, we have a nice little display on the side. I can't talk today. Seems to be the only one of its kind. I really wish this kind of thing was an upgrade options for the different buses, especially like the Dumby and ones that don't really have a display yet. Just being able to add one at 1 or 2 locations would be nice. Oh, there's one in the back here as well, I didn't notice. But nothing in the front here, this is totally safe what I'm doing. So yeah, something like this as an integrated option, maybe even inside the bus or put into a window or just on some panel, whatever, would really help making the thing look a bit more purpose-built for bus driving. But hey, I never put this into feedback or idea posts on the Discord, so can't really complain about it not being there. Also, one little thing that I mentioned in one of the feedback posts and that got fixed almost immediately has to do with the positions of some markers on the map. If you look at the destination marker that I got there, it's now actually centered on the location where it should be. Before it was always a bit off from where it should be, so if I was to spin the map around, it would just go into a weird arc instead of just spinning around itself. And that's been taken care of, making everything look a bit more precise for that matter. It was always especially noticeable for me in multiplayer races because the same applied to other people's marker on the map as well. So they always looked like they were driving off the road. But yeah, that got taken care of. People don't even want to get onto the bus. Or they will just respawn immediately. Oh look, there's one of the same type in traffic. And I have just taken the wrong, not even turn here. I should have gone left where I went straight. Excuse me, backing up here. But yeah, overall, this bus is looking pretty nice. It's also driving pretty well. Feels like the wheels steer a bit faster than on other buses potentially. At least it's not quite as much of a handful as the... God damn it. I should pay more attention to my route here. It's not quite as much of a handful as the Cheetah. So this might be a good compromise on the size if you don't need all those spaces. If you can spare a few seats, then this might be the better choice overall. Also, it's a bit cheaper and all of that. But if it can make its way across the town a bit easier, then yeah, this might be another go-to. I might also try it out with AI drivers to see how well it does there. So yeah, another thing I want to talk about, I've done a bit more testing with bus driving recently, and the new the way the game now handles bus passengers with how they generate and all. I think it's overall a step up, but it's also a bit weird. Like the amount of passengers generated at some bus stops is aggressively high. And it's going pretty fast as well. And yeah, at the terminal on the other hand, you don't really get any increase from delivering people to there who only would use this as a layover station. So if you let people out there, they just vanish basically. So my whole intercity bus bus lines from AI buses that I have there, they haven't really been that profitable after the update. And yeah, we now have Bell available. So on the top right, if somebody wants to get off at the next stop, we can actually see that. Still, even though, well, even if we don't have anybody who wants to get off or onto the bus, we still need to come to a stop at the bus stops in order to get the next one. So that's still a bit weird, but yeah, now we at least know if we really need to open the door. I hope they figure out the other stuff as well before the final update here. But yeah, as you can see,
Thank you.
the terminal is pretty much empty. Of course, I'm also not getting anybody in here. So that's all a bit weird. Before the update, there were days that we could just come in here with a cheetah and completely fill it up. There would be over 50 people here, and yeah, that's no longer the case. So if we go into autopilot for a moment, I can quickly refresh the buses, but also show you guys. So my Cheetah MK1, okay, it's at 17 now, but before the 0.77 thing, it used to be full pretty much all the time. Same with the Dumby here. The Dumby gets a lot of its passengers from all the bus stops that it does just going around the island. But the Cheetah, while also covering a bit of ground here and there, there are a few stops in between, and also of course Anson and that kind of stuff. Mostly the main stops are all at the terminals, and it's just not getting any passengers from there anymore. So that just doesn't really work out anymore. I haven't made any adjustments to the bus routes apart from including new stops and well, the ones that got removed or moved around, putting those back in. So nothing majorly different from before. But I just have to look at how it's going and how I want to use the stuff going forward. I mean, theoretically, I could use the space for another bus now. I don't really need the connection between Gappa and all of the other terminals anymore. So maybe there could be something completely different going on here, and that might be making a bit more money. But I hope they do something about the terminals so that we get a few more people from there. It feels weird having those as basically just drop-off stations. But then again, with how the system worked beforehand, it definitely was flawed in a few ways. So not having people go from one station to the next one and trying to reach their actual destination, this might be a reaction to that. But who knows? Everything has some advantages but also disadvantages. Pros and cons as per usual.
Hello.
But yeah, overall, the new bus looking pretty nice, working really well, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. Having another top tier comfort version is definitely top tier comfort option is definitely appreciated. I mean, just looking at the side by side, it's yeah, it's a bit smaller, which is going to help with navigation. And look at the extra lights when you turn on the lights and everything here. So it's pretty cool, it's pretty fancy. I mean, the old buses and old cars in general, they have a few more things going on. Not quite as streamlined. like the bullet lights on top and all of that. Do they also work as indicators? Nope. I don't think that there works as an indicator light either. No, just the back and front here and... Okay, those are just regular lights. What's that next to the door? Okay, that one lights up as well, but hard to tell. This one might be... Yeah, the one on the door might actually be defective, it looks like. One in the rear lights up and all of that, that's easy to see, but at the front here, only the other light changes. I might have to report that. But yeah, I know some stuff about modeling and all of that, and it's easy to miss some of the lights and all of that. In the model itself, different things all have their own like properties, and just like a tree structure going down, like a folder structure almost, with a lot of subfolders and all of that. And yeah, some of it may have messed up in a way. Like I remember a video where somebody showed off a custom car for GTA, and they lost the door, and an entire copy of the car was basically stuck to that door. And I knew exactly what was going on. They just had the lower level of detail version somehow stuck to that, and it's a mistake that I made before myself, because, well, everything is so hard to tell and so kind of messy to see inside the program. So easy thing to kind of mess up, but also should be easy to fix. And yeah, I think we're just going to bring the bus back to the terminal, and that's going to be it for this episode. I don't know if I'm going to be replacing my cheetah with this one. I mean, at this point I might as well, because I don't really fill that one up anymore with the AI bus route. But maybe just replacing my Dumby with it might be a good idea. Since I kind of need a bus that can still make some sharper turns, and this one might be a good one for that. While also offering a bit more capacity.
Hello?
And yeah, back to the terminal, back to the end of the route then. And then we're gonna see what we do next time. It was actually a completely unrelated reason to what I'm doing today, why I was already at the bus dealership. I'm considering to maybe sell some of my older cars that I don't need anymore. Like the logging version of the Demusi, the CUDA container, and what was the other one? It was a third one that I'm considering to get rid of. Just because they don't really do much for me. But that's going to be another episode, and we are going to go through all the stuff at that point.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, this thing I can say is definitely a keeper. Maybe I'll even have to buy another one or two depending on how things go, but yeah, this one, nice looking, high capacity, high comfort levels and all of that. Really a nice option to have here. But that's gonna be it for me for this episode, so thanks for watching. Let me know your opinion about the new bus and everything, and see you guys next time. Till then, have a good one and bye bye.